The woman living alone suddenly noticed there was a plate of half-eaten food on the table, and an open can sat on the stove in the kitchen. She immediately hung up the phone and reached for the weapon on the wall.
Get your hat.
The prisoner dragged the woman deep into the woods, where another inmate was trapped in a bear trap.
You heard me. Unhook it. Fucking unhook it.
Why haven't you taken it off?
The woman pretended to follow their orders, but secretly reached for the gun on her belt. What she didn't expect was that the prisoners had already prepared for this. The two prisoners worked together to drag the woman back to the house. The younger prisoner was getting ready to clean herself up, while the older one focused on treating her wounds. They didn't notice that the woman had already woken up, but just as the woman was about to reach for the knife on the floor. A week earlier, a prison transport plane had crashed in the valley. Some of the unlucky inmates died instantly, while the rest disappeared into the nearby town. Besides the local police, the townspeople also formed their own search teams to hunt down the fugitives. At that moment, the sheriff received a message from one of his men. Someone had found the body of a female officer in the snow. After checking the nearby surveillance footage, they quickly identified two suspects. The older prisoner was named Catherine. She had murdered 3 of her own husbands in a row, and the younger one was Ellie. She was a highly intelligent con artist. Meanwhile, the 2 women had just finished eating at a diner. Now they had to figure out how to get away. Ellie told Catherine to leave through the back door and to make sure to lock the bathroom door.
Cut it out.
Leave me alone.
Cut it out. Knock it
I
down.
said leave me alone!
A friendly waitress immediately came over and asked what was wrong. Ellie said she had just argued with her mother. While the waitress turned around to get help, Ellie quickly grabbed the car keys from the table. When the officer arrived, he was immediately drawn to the blood on the table. But when he kicked open the bathroom door, the 2 fugitives had already driven off in the waitress's car. Following the clues, the police learned that the 2 women had stayed at a phone booth for some time. When the sheriff checked the phone book, he found that page 78 had been torn out. By checking the full version of the directory, they discovered that the missing page contained the number of an airline company. When they arrived at the company, the boss realized that his computer had been tampered with.
Sorry for the intrusion. Any idea how they got access to your computer?
Well, the password's on the sticky.
The screen displayed the pilot's home address and phone number. At that moment, an unlucky pilot was already tied to a chair by the 2 women. At first, the pilot stood his ground, but after Catherine gave him a lesson in love, he immediately changed his attitude. But the cost of fuel had to come out of their own pockets. After sending Ellie and the pilot out of the room, Catherine removed a microchip from her glasses. It contained a total of $4.2 million. After transferring the fuel money into the pilot's account, she quickly closed the screen, afraid that Ellie might find out she was secretly rich.